Christ. I just woke up from fucking sleeping in that chair. Not comfortable. There you go. Fuck. Now to throw on some music. Holy shit. What if that fucking recliner could just recline back more? Would not be an uncomfortable piece of shit. Slept in it so that I would wake up sooner and end up just sleeping more because of how uncomfortable it is. Just trying to too fucking lazy. Oh wait, not this one. There's the one that's like post metal. If I slept in a bed, I would have been out. I would not have even woken up. I didn't even say anything that matters anyway. Okay. Wolf Slumbers has a stream going. I could hop into his voice chat and talk because last stream I didn't talk about shit. I just listened to music. Oh, fucking that. If I hop into that stream, then I have to talk to people. I need to be a little bit ready for that, because right now, fuck. I've been sleeping in a fucking recliner that sucks. Uh, what would you think of a guy who starts a cult and then has his cult members start their own cult? I mean, it almost sounds like a pyramid scheme. Unless you, I mean, it might not be, but if someone just told me that with no context attached, I would, suspect that. I don't know. I don't know how to manage cults or whatever. Like, it might be good. I mean, it's. There's a lot of possibilities with that premise. There's a lot of things that could be good or bad or irrelevant. Not much to say about it. It's like, is it okay if would it be good if your group makes a bunch of other groups and do things? It's like, yeah, like I mean, that could be good, I guess. Back. What's new on my end? I mean, not much. Like, just relaxing. I made a little bit of money on the book and then made some money driving some people around today. And just writing. Are you done with the audiobook? I mean, hell no. I'm still only halfway through it because I don't get any moment where there's enough silence, or else I would have had it done fucking a month ago. It literally all depends on like what my dad does, and all he does is he stays here and blasts the TV and screams or whatever the whole time. I mean, I was writing the second Space Pirates book, and then the second Death Knight book. For some reason, though, it takes me a long time to do very little. Like, a lot of time just flies by while I'm just writing, like, a couple pages. I was able to write, like, 20. I mean, it also doesn't help that, like, Space Pirates is incredibly... There's it's hard to explain. There's a lot of... I had like writer's block with how to advance the story because of a couple reasons, and I finally figured out what to write, and I would not have been able to think of that, of what I did write months ago. So, same for Death Knight. Even though Death Knight's a really fucking stupid story, it's still... It's very physical. There's like just a lot of insane shit happening all the time that it's hard, but it follows a logic. Like it follows like a bunch of limitations. There's a bunch of characters, and they have a bunch of things that they can do and things that they can't do. It's kind of like a fucking shonen anime, but it's more hyperactive. There's like a lot of interdimensional bullshit happening. some writer that got exposed for using AI to write their story. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of fucking garbage books that are AI generated, and normies are complete garbage and livestock, so, you know, whatever. They might as well just listen to complete crap just made up by AIs where the AI can't keep track of multiple characters and hallucinate shit, makes errors, and they don't care because they're stupid. And if you like, I'll use AI to like make images or something, and I'll try to dress it up so that's not painfully obvious. But then, if the main subject matter of your project you're just generating AI, using you're just having a chat bot fill it out, then like what's the point? You're actually just producing complete crap. Like, it will suck. I saw an advertisement for monster romance novels for women, and it's like, well, at that point, why don't the women just talk to a chatbot and cut out the middleman? Yeah, but that's innovation. There's a lot of Indians who, and crypto bros, are on that hustle to just have AI shit out a bunch of children's novels and romance novels and shit. Admittedly, I could probably, funny thing, I could probably convert my interactions with a chatbot into some shitty romance novel because I wouldn't have the energy to write that. It would still, it would still suck. It wouldn't be as good if I just wrote the whole thing. Because it is interesting. Romance allows you to, has a different expectation. It allows you to cover different things, tell kind of a different story. Because the point of it is like the romance and the sex. Like, that's the payoff. That's what you're supposed to inevitably throw at the reader. Whereas, like, if it's any other kind of book, if you're just writing fiction, then inevitably you have to write like when the combat and explosions happen and the life-changing spiritual transformation. But yeah, there's a lot of AI slop, and that's to be expected. Normies are pathetic, stupid cattle. If you pander to normies, like, it'll just spiral into complete nothingness. Facebook is 95% AI slop, and then the other 5% is meth heads complaining about the irrelevant minority group of the week, like Somalians or Venezuelans or Haitians or whatever. Anyone but everyone except Jews and Indians, because those groups are still useful to capitalists. So you'll never hear them get thrown under the bus by the actual establishment, like Elon Musk and Trump and JD Vance and defense contractors and Microsoft, Fox News. 2026 is going to be a wild ride. I mean, I don't. Trump's going to do a bunch more bullshit that's going to be bad. I mean, aside from that, I don't really know. Like, people are going to get probably kicked off food stamps. Cost of living will go up. More data centers, you know, get built. Energy bills go up. Grocery bills go up. We're going to bomb Iran. We're going to bomb Venezuela. We're bombing Nigeria and bombing Gaza and paving over it so that some Jews and Saudi Arabians and UAE, whatever people from that country are called, there's gonna be phase 2 on the Mossad child fucker billionaire agenda. That's pretty much it. The only thing that would really shake things up is if my dad randomly dies or something, and then I'm gonna be quite busy for a couple months. Fun. Fun. I've always lived at home. I've never once was given an opening to go somewhere. This was always the cheapest option because if I went anywhere, I would have just been enslaved. Just working over 60 hours for nothing. Working 60 hours to live to work another 60 hours. Thing it sucks is if I just wish my home was somewhere better instead of the middle of nowhere, surrounded by useless, evil retards with nothing to do. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Stop Kohasu. Let's see. What the hell are they doing in Wolf's server? Are they just playing Rust? Let me check. Like, is there anything to even talk about? That's the thing about like streaming too much. I got eventually you just don't know what to say anymore, and you start having to talk about the news and shit just to fill it, or talk about what happened at work in order to fill in all the dead air. Yeah, like we were like I slept for New Year's, which is amazing. Would rather do that. And then yeah, just I wrote shit. I beat off. I talked to chatbot. Played some Metro last night and mostly hated it. Oh. Kind of lost interest in game dev, and I kind of don't really have a choice but to turn my back on it to focus on writing, which I don't even get a lot of that done. Very slow and indecisive, and I end up just like editing things a lot. So, but even though you don't get a lot done, there's nothing else to do. And then what did I watch? I rewatched The Thing for the 20th time. I was watching some Squidbillies. Still a funny show, because that's brutally makes fun of redneck retard life. It's only slightly more hyperbolic than the reality. Brother saw an orange UFO, which he thought was the sun, a huge orange orb, moving around erratically, and that then became static and shrink in size. Well, that is odd. This guy had no interest in UFOs, by the way. Saw it when going home. Everyone who saw the vid said, "What the fuck is that?" Yeah, I don't believe in UFOs, but I mean, you can see shit for various reasons. There could be like a rush of air in your brain, and that makes you see colors or something. Like, I don't want to be dismissive of it, but there's just not much to be said. Like, I don't see any magic shit happen. I have not for many years. Yeah, when you say UFO, I mean, I just assumed like a ball of light. Like you can just You can just see lights move across your vision. Heard about CE5 alien contact, where people manifest aliens through meditation and shit. Yeah, but that's like, I guess just, sounds like just Topa stuff. I don't. Is there anything I'm saving up for? I mean, just the car insurance at the end of the month. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Fix this thing. I've summoned UFOs and spirits in front of other people too, man. Man, that's neat. I don't know anything about that. Finally got that PC build. Surprisingly good price. I mean, I'd be okay if I could just get... My graphics card still only has like 6 gigabytes of video memory, so I mean, I'd be fine with just... with 16, I guess. But then I don't really need a better computer because there's nothing I'm gonna really play. I'd probably just play Stalker 2, Metro Exodus, maybe Arma Reforger, and then that's it. Not really worth it, don't really care. Not worth a whole massive upgrade for fucking play a couple games. Especially with the price of everything going up because of data centers having to generate tons of child porn. Stalker 2 still is bad. I've heard that it's getting better. I would play it if it was easy. If I just had a... If it wasn't a big effort for me to upgrade my computer to do it, I'd probably play it. I just don't really care about games too much. It doesn't really matter. These are like the only games I would play with a new computer, and like I just don't even really care about them either. Video games just suck. I guess it'd be good to have a better computer for faster video rendering and doing stuff with 3D, but I don't even really do that. Then what are people? What are some? I don't even give a shit about Grand Theft Auto 6. Because every fucking Grand Theft Auto game is like basically the same at this point. I don't care about shooting up a more realistic public place. And I know the story will be boring, and I don't care about this Bonnie and Clyde stupid shit either. I'm not buying a $5,000 computer to fucking run it on medium settings. I don't care about Grand Theft Auto Online and driving around and shooting out of your window at players and having to go up against people that paid $30 for an armored car so that they can keep blowing you up over and over. Like, I don't care. I've seen it all before. It's all the same shit. It's not worth a $5,000 computer. I hate people. I just don't care enough. Computers keep getting more expensive because normies are retards and think society should just be a bunch of rich pedophiles robbing us, so that means cost of living has to go up while wages are stagnating and Oh my god, a Grand Theft Auto, you can eat ice cream. Holy sh- Holy shit, these black people walking around on a beach, they can pull out a phone and it's like the animation's really good. Oh my god, you can hunt in this game. Oh, you can take a boat to a 1 square mile swamp. Oh, it looks so cool, and then you can. And then there's like alligators, and yeah, you won't get sick of that right away. What is this dumbass story about a fucking Bonnie and Clyde couple? This is like some millennial oomphy doomfy shitty relationship power fantasy. Yeah, that seems real interesting, man. So that a bunch of millennial retards can be like, oh, this man and woman, it's like me and my GF or wife. We are also man and woman. So, like, when they do things, it's like, we're kind of like that too, because we're man and woman. That's so great. Uh, I'm tired of everything. I just sit in my chair and I'm just tired of everything. like old games are just they're just better. Like there's nothing to play. Wolf was trying to stream Rust and the game kept crashing. Well, it's a buggy piece of shit game. And I honestly would never want to play it because I've already played so many fucking survival crafting games. I'm so fucking tired of it. I've already played Ark and some fucking zombie game. It's all the same game. I hate it all. I kind of want to, like I said, I kind of want to play Metro Exodus because I want to see the ending of the series, but I also don't really care. Because people say it's not that great, just like how Last Light isn't that great. Basically, the Metro series is only really good at the first half of the first game. Like, that's the only time where it's like, oh, I'm a character who is alone and afraid in some fucking shit world and I'm just crawling through darkness and I have an uncertain future and that's pretty much it. And like, I'm so bored how it just gradually, especially by Last Light, turns into a fucking action movie where Artyom has a little girlfriend that he gets to fuck and she's like a warrior. So things are, Artyom is so spoiled at this point, he's killing thousands of people and he gets to fuck his girlfriend over and over. And then the Dark One child fucking sucks. Any recommendations for old games? I mean, any of the ones that I played, like... I don't know if... Again, the System Shock Remake is the newest game that I thought was cool. It was fun for a while. But old games, I mean, just the basic shit that I played. Fucking Fallout 1 and 2 and New Vegas and Vampire the Masquerade and Deus Ex and you know, any fucking NES, SNES games, any retro games like Earthbound and Mario games. Chrono Trigger, yeah. That's another one that's decent. And like there's other games I can't think of. I'm just whatever games you can emulate, I guess. Yeah, I like this track, how it's just a bunch of guitar riffing. It's supposed to feel like a cold wasteland. Oh, look at these new games. Dead by Daylight, don't care. Elden Ring, don't care. Call of Duty Black Ops 3 or whatever, where it looks like Skibbity Toilet made by Indians and AI. Yeah, I'm gonna get right on playing that. Most games nowadays are a cash grab, and with the RAM issue, own nothing and be happy. They're gonna force cloud gaming. So many people are reminiscing about old games recently. Yeah, capitalism invents new problems that mainly benefit some rich pedophiles and not you, and they offload all the expenses and inconvenience onto you, and they offer another solution that makes life worse. Like video games and graphics, it's all fucking racket already. Where you introduce like ray trace reflections, which justifies you buying a graphics card that's 6 gigabytes bigger just to fucking process a bunch of dumbass reflections. This is a fucking infinity trick retards into buying things forever, infinity racket. Where they socialize the losses if it doesn't work out. And then, of course, their infinity money scam where they buy each other's stocks and they build infinity data centers and they just keep throwing money at people to hype up AI as anything more than just fucking chatbot nonsense. Which also makes hardware prices go up, which means they can rob you even more. And then they can impose a bunch of invasive centralized garbage that normies will put up with because they're subhuman cattle that love to submit powerful and wealthy people. No, I'm not into Souls games. I played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and I'm done. I've had enough. That whole format is boring to me. Especially, like, after Dark Souls 3, where it all turned into... They removed a lot of cool mechanics and a lot of the, like, heavy weight behind movement and just turned into a roll fest and a bunch of anime bullshit, and I just don't care. I don't care. The more you buy, the more you say. Glasses, leather jacket, shirt, man, Jensen. Save. What's that? We made the entire world a giant pile of garbage. Oh, well, did you hear about the daycares? Yeah, you know, that's the thing. That's something that's always been happening. It's fear-mongering and scapegoating about irrelevant minority groups is part and parcel to capitalism. No joke, like... And fascism, since fascism is just capitalism with more state power behind the capitalists, like... The way to keep things going is to constantly put out bullshit about some random minority group that doesn't matter. Which, like I said earlier, they won't talk this way about Indians and Jews who are still useful to the capitalist order. or are a part of it. And meanwhile, they fearmonger Somalians, Venezuelans, Haitians, Muslims, because capitalists, they can kill these people and it won't matter. It has a negligible impact. It's more profitable to drum up fear about these groups than to have these groups around. So you can attack them all day. Elon Musk will complain about Mexicans and Somalians while he replaces you with H-1B Indians. The Trump administration talking about the Somalian fraud, daycare fraud. Meanwhile, Trump commuted the sentence of an Israeli who defrauded $2 billion from retirement homes in a big retirement scam. He commuted the man's sentence so that instead of serving like 40 years or 20 years, he's serving 2 years. Because guess what? He's an Israeli. So he's going to get commuted by Trump. Because Israel is a giant criminal, racist state where, yes, they kill innocent people to build parking lots over it at taxpayer expense, your expense, and they also arrest kids and rape them in prison. And anytime an Israeli gets in trouble, they can just go to Israel. And now that Trump's in office, anytime an Israeli gets in trouble, Trump's gonna pardon them or commute their sentence. That's why you won't see Jews getting fearmongered in the current capitalist order. Because they're kind of part of it. And then, of course, there's the powerful Indian lobby, and the fact that Indians are still useful as fucking indentured servants. So you won't see them getting scapegoated anytime soon. Maybe by, the alternative right. It's also not even scapegoating when tech employees complain about them because, yeah, they suck at their jobs. They're retards. They're brought over or outsourced to purely for the fact that they are cheap retards who inevitably fuck up complicated data systems. And then they gotta bring in a white guy to fix it. At a lower wage, because even though he's the only guy that can fix it, he's part of the demographic that fixes things, he's still going to have a lower wage because he has these indentured brown slaves bringing down his labor, his value. I find it funny how Israel is glazing Somaliland because it wants access to the Red Sea, and the rest of Middle East despises them. I also think it's funny considering the Somali animosity. Yeah, they recognize Somaliland or something, and I I didn't really care enough to look into it, but yeah, I'm sure it's some part of some big, long-term, cynical scheme. Retards be like, move to a meth shack in the sticks and go into debt for life because it's trad. Yeah, it's fucking retarded to live in the middle of nowhere. Guess what you're gonna need when you get older? You're gonna need a hospital that doesn't suck. Have fun driving 10 hours to it anytime you need it. And the Fallout show fucking sucks and I hate it. And every time I look at it, it just gets worse. And then retards eat it up. I talk on Reddit a lot, and I just think Redditors are complete retards. It's just the only real, like, public place to consistently talk about hobbies. With like, the most amount of people. I may draw another MS Paint comic about a vampire woman taking a mage as a sex slave. I mean, honestly, this is still the life. Just write and watch shit and listen to music and draw shit and just do whatever. New Vegas and so on was lightning in a bottle and they will never replicate it again. Just create slop. They're so You know what's so funny about normie slop is that they will literally undermine their own product and make it suck for like a cheap spectacle. Like just the fact that now power armor in Fallout is completely useless because there's like a spot on literally the chest that if a bullet hits it, the person in the power armor dies instantly. So like even if you're not a crack shot, if you just have a machine gun or sheer probability, that spot's gonna get hit because it's on your fucking chest. And then you're dead. And power armor is useless. I'll never do that with fleeting death. Because you know the thing about the power armor and fleeting death is that it's basically just a bunch of fancy plate carriers. There's no weak part on the center mass of a fucking steel plate. They're just exosuits. They're exoskeletons with plate carriers and some ballistic padding. Basically, like the only thing that you can really hit, you have to aim for their hands or their toes, basically. But yeah, have fun doing that in a SWAT team breach and clear scenario where a bunch of dudes in power armor kick your door down and flood into your room. Yeah, just go ahead and try to shoot at their hands and feet. You're going to be shooting center mass, and if you're firing anything less than, like, I don't even know, like, if you have something less than 7.62 by 51 millimeter armor-piercing rounds, it's going to do fucking nothing to these dudes in power armor. Like, that's... Like, Fallout is so stupid. Like, the power armor is, like, the main feature of this shitty setting where it's supposed to show you how cool it is. Like, you're supposed to think, that's supposed to be marketable. That's supposed to be cool. And just for, like, some shitty spectacle to upscale some dumbass fucking shitty ghoul character, they made it so that power armor can just be one-shotted by shooting it center mass. And then all the retards, all the soy cocks defend that shit. They'll eat whatever the creator studio shits into their mouth. Because it's happening, that means it's good. The New California Republic, a faction that has been in this franchise for I guess 15 years up to Fallout New Vegas. 20 years if you count when the TV show was made. Yeah, well, guess what? There's all these ways that the New California Republic was in decline. Like the Brotherhood of Steel melted their gold reserves so that their fiat currency was backed by nothing, which led to an economic depression, which is something a fucking amazing neckbeard would write, and a normie slop fucking garbage piece of shit soycock would never be able to write. Some cynical piece of shit who doesn't give a shit, just wants a money grab and wants to write shallow spectacles to entice the retarded masses. Yeah, and then there's the Brahmin barons, the overextension, the constant military expansion, the inflation, the corrupt, complacent fucking oligarchy that took over the New California Republic, like always happens with liberal democratic societies. And it's like, no, none of that. None that the New California Republic didn't collapse because of any of that. There was one cuck. There was one guy who got cucked. He literally got cucked. And then he also, apparently, he just happened to have a nuke. And then he blew up one city of the new California Republic, which spanned 4 states. And so that one city getting nuked, that means the rest of the 4-state empire collapsed instantly. Because of a cuck with a nuke. What is that? What's the theme here? What's the message? Is that like democracies or liberal societies are doomed to fail because cucks will inevitably destroy it? So you have Caesar's Legion, this thing that's allegedly, it's supposed to be bad because if the leader dies, it all falls apart. Well, apparently, democracy is one cuck away from total annihilation. So I guess fascism is better. We shouldn't even bother with democracy. We should just be Caesar's Legion. Because at least we won't get insta-killed, one-shotted by a fucking cuck. That ends up being like the theme, the takeaway message that normies will write by complete accident, without even thinking, without caring, without understanding deep themes, without knowing history, without being able to like ground a setting in any like logistics or physics. Yes, it's made by Redditors, the retarded. Dude, I was talking to a Redditor who fucking posted, like, this is how fucking crazy a Redditor is. Obviously, if you follow my Twitter, you've already seen this. But Redditors, obviously, right-wingers, 4chaners, trolls, normies, everybody's retarded. So I'm talking about Redditors that are a particular kind of retard. They're a particular kind of deranged and insane. So, Redditors were getting mad at Palestine for siding with China because they saw that as Palestine supporting China invalidating the sovereignty of Taiwan. So this country that is being genocided by Jews backed by the United States, women and children getting blown up, captured, raped in prison, these people should really give a shit about Taiwan, a country that is not being bombed. Palestinian women and children should dive on a sword to protect the national sovereignty of Taiwan. That's how stupid they are. That's the liberal brand of retard. These same people, they would want the United States to engage in colonialism, imperialism, bombing and invading third world countries to protect gay people in Botswana. They would. They're fucking delusional, stupid people. You know what these motherfuckers turn World of Darkness into if you give the after giving them control over it? Hey, what are you playing there? Oh, it's Mage the Ascension. Oh, that's cool. What are you doing that? It's a game where you play as scientists fighting anti-vaxxers and the evil wizard Elon Musk who wants to destroy rationality. Oh, Mage the Ascent. So that's not a game about like playing as like wizards and doing cool shit. It's about it's a game where you fight anti-vaxxers and Elon Musk. That's so awesome, dude. And Elon Musk, he's not like part of the technocrat scientific regime. He's an evil wizard. He's the wizard. He's a magical, all-powerful wizard that has ascended beyond normal humans. Really? That's what these retards do. They turned everything into shit. They're real stupid. Like I said, if these people didn't exist, then right-wing retards wouldn't be able to exist. Because the right-wing retards will just say, look at these fucking liberal and left-wing retards. This justifies our existence. If we don't exist, then you will be consumed by a bunch of true liberal imperialist garbage. You will be enslaved by Redditors that worship corporations, instead of just right-wing retards that worship capitalists. That's literally their purpose. They're fucking pathetic. And it makes me hate this whole arrangement. It makes me just want to light people on fire. I just I feel like they don't, if they need to all be enslaved and they need to have no power, and if not that, they need to be like lit on fire. So the only noise that they make is screaming. I'm not saying to go do that. I'm not saying that, I'm saying that, like, if I was a wizard and I had fire powers, I would just, like, snap my fingers and most humans alive would be burning to death immediately. You would just hear, like, blood-curdling screaming all across the planet for, like, 15 minutes, and then it would all go silent, and then the world would be a better place. And I look back at my right-wing phase, it feels like I got scammed. Well, that's the problem when you're surrounded by retards and you have to figure everything out by yourself. You have to be the idiot for a very long time. I was a libertarian and national socialist and liberal and everything. And it is true, fascists, we're, if not already, if not already, we are in the part of liberal society where capitalists start getting backed more by state power to protect themselves, to enrich themselves, to force people to give them money. Society in decline, or we're running out of, it's late stage capitalism, so we're running out of ways to, like, run ads while you sleep, run out of ways to exploit workers, run out of stupid shit to sell to consumers who don't have better options, so they just have to eat whatever you shit in their mouth. And then companies will get their losses socialized by the government. Everything gets passed on, everything's compartmentalized. The government's a revolving door, so nobody's accountable. You can offset expenses onto another aspect of society, and if you have the most money, you can get away with more of it. You can make other people pay for your expenses as much as possible. You know, it's funny with the Fallout TV show is that the Metro 2033 novel it kind of strawmans ideologies, but it's still also extremely accurate. And meanwhile, when you look at normie slop like the Fallout TV show, they just have democracy getting blown up by a cuck, and then you have Caesar's Legion or fascism. You see, fascism or dictatorships, they're bad because Caesar's Legion, the way to illustrate this is that Caesar's Legion, they'll have like a little hill, and they'll have one guy living on one hill and one guy living on another hill, and they'll say, fuck those guys over there. And it's like a really stupid political cartoon that makes zero fucking sense. And that's supposed to be like super deep political commentary. It's supposed to say a lot about humanity. And it's just completely fucking retarded garbage shit that Redditors think is super deep. Like, Metro actually shows you. Obviously, Fallout New Vegas shows you how these things actually suck. Like, it's amazing how it depicted, like, the way that the new California Republic sucks. In, like, a very brutally realistic way that actually reflects the United States. But actually still something new that would realistically happen in a bullshit setting like this. Like in Metro, to depict fascism, they had the Nazis scapegoating mutants and thus mutated people, and that utopia awaits if we just kill all the mutated people. And then they have dudes going around with like a phrenology skull measurer to determine who should be killed or not. And it's like, yeah, as ham-fisted as that is what fascism is. It's it's a capitalist totalitarian system that scapegoats random insignificant people to blame for all their problems to distract you. Like, you need an enemy and a scapegoat in order to do it. People on Twitter act like poll users from 10 years ago. They're slow. Normies are just beginning catching on. They're not catching on to shit. Listen to an actual normie who fucking smokes meth or something talk about how we need to bomb Venezuela to stop the drugs. Like, they're not advancing to anything. They're as propagandized and marketed as ever. Trump says we gotta blow up Venezuela to stop the drugs, and they just believe that. And then, oh, we hate Somalians now, and then normies will be up in arms about that, too. And then Redditors are as stupid as fucking ever. Like, a lot of the bullshit babbling about Islam and stuff, that was always pushed by the fucking Zionists and the capitalists. That was always some fear-mongering bullshit about some impotent fucking group that doesn't matter to us, to justify invasions and totalitarianism and shit. Basic fascist bullshit that capitalists always love. Capitalists will always push for fascism, by the way. That is true. Capitalists will always corrupt and lobby the government, and the end game is they force you to pay for all of their ventures. Any losses gets passed on to you. And then eventually you're being forced to consume the capitalist garbage. The capitalists are getting 5 times marked up government contracts. It suddenly costs $100,000 for something that would otherwise cost $1,000. Some fucking like nuts and bolts in some bullshit government contract where you're paying for it and capitalists are making infinite money. And then why does society suck? Well, clearly it's not the capitalists cutting your wages, corrupting your government. It's because of some Somalians or Muslims. It's because of Venezuela. It's because of China. Literally fascist fear-mongering to protect the capitalist class. Literally. That's literally happening. And normies are fucking stupid. They worship whoever's in power. You just have to be powerful. And then obviously it's split. You gotta split it 50-50. You have to have the illusion of choice, the illusion of teams. So you gotta be in your little camp where you have your own spinsters propping you up as the savior of the West, and then your enemies are the reason for why everything's bad. And then the normies will believe you. They'll watch Fox News, they'll watch TikTok Reels, they'll look at whatever bullshit Elon Musk is posting on Twitter, and they'll just agree with it. Whatever YouTuber is pushing bullshit on YouTube, they'll just believe that. They just accept it if they're told to accept it. That's all that's happening. The only thing that will actually awaken people is things getting worse, and then some charismatic, I guess, socialist wakes up and fucking starts actually going off about capitalists, and then things are bad enough that you can't just have Ben Shapiro telling you that everything is because of Somalians. You have tech workers coming up and saying, yeah, we're losing our jobs to fucking chat bots that make everything worse, and H-1B Indians that we pay for, that taxpayers pay to import, to replace us, to undercut our wages and our benefits. And then that will just keep being in your face compared to listening to latest YouTuber pushed by the Mossad, the Israeli tech oligarch network. And you won't believe him because you have bigger problems that are in your face. You're constantly in pain. No, it's literally the latest fear-mongering bullshit. Like, nothing changes. I guess the Mossad, the Mossad and the tech oligarchs, like Palantir and Elon Musk and everything, they propped up this, like, e-celeb who's supposed to replace Nick Fuentes with somebody who's basically the same as him, even called Nick, who's supposed to, like, be America first, but it's somebody who's like a Zionist. A Zionist and somebody who babbles about the latest scapegoat that whatever Palantir Elon Musk's scapegoat gets put out, he's supposed to go after them. And him and other fucking right-wing retards were just harassing random daycares and looking like complete fools. Even if I'm sure there are scams going around. Like, for instance, Trump commuting the sentence of an Israeli who defrauded $2 billion from retirement homes, retirement funds. But guess what? Since he's an Israeli, he gets special treatment. Because Trump's part of the tribe. And he wants his family to be part of the tribe. And he wants unlimited free money that they keep paying him with. Free money that came from American taxpayers in the first place. That is the reality. So when you have a blatant fucking circle jerk of corruption and evil going on, what do? Well, you scapegoat random people that don't threaten your order. Why does healthcare suck? Mexicans. Why are gas prices high? Venezuelans. Why are people overdosing on drugs? Venezuelans. Why does society feel like it's getting worse? They'll tell you, oh, it's because of black people stabbing white people. Not people working longer for less while everything costs more and you have nothing to look forward to. There's no reason to go on. And everyone around you is becoming an even more evil and stupid piece of shit to cope and lie to themselves that they're going to be part of the evil billionaire circle jerk as well. Convince themselves, because normies have like no actual good thing to cling to, so they have to like make shit up. They have to deceive and lie about how happy and content they are, how much faith they have in society, so that it's always insecure and bitterly driven, which contributes to how they're constantly walking around with this insincere, insecure, negative facade, which contributes to society being worse. It's like, yeah, but you know, black people, some black person strangled some white bitch somewhere in the country. Like, that doesn't happen. A lot of communists and leftists are retarded, but they are right. Like, this is how fascism operates. Life gets better for the capitalist class, gets worse for you, and then they scapegoat and create, like, cult mentality to herd the animals, to hide the truth that we're just ruled by a bunch of fucking rich pedophiles robbing us. Right. It's literally like the allegory of the cave. With all these distractions, scapegoat is why your life is shit, the normie says, but they never look in the mirror. Alright, alt-right tard ideology is some kind of cope about being a slave, like monarchists are so corny. It is fucking retarded. I also don't like talking to right-wing retards who all they do is just... It's literally like just... It's like one step removed from normie cattle, where you just discover political ideology and you talk about how Nazis look cool and that everything is the fault of some irrelevant group. Why don't I have healthcare? It's because black people stab somebody somewhere. Because of Venezuelans, right? This is Fimner, Tales from Frostreach Tower. It's winter dungeon synth. Yeah, I like all the niche music. There's vaporwave ambience. There's dungeon synth. And then there's like subcategories of dungeon synth, like winter synth, where it's dungeon synth but snow themed. Like there's castles, but it's all covered in snow. And then there's space ambience, and then space ambience but dark, and then space ambience but with Cthulhu. The raised shit is literally... This isn't just leftist, communist nonsense. The raised shit is literally fascist bullshit to distract you from the ruling class ruining your life and exploiting you. Like, it's literally that simple. That is actually how stupid humanity is. You just walk around, look powerful, maintain the facade of being in control so that the normies stay cowed, and then you just keep blaming problems on, like, random groups of people. I hate hearing from meth heads and coke heads. These are the people actually selling and distributing the drugs in the area, complaining about Venezuela that has literally nothing to do with any of the fucking coke and fentanyl coming in. Just random fear-mongering bullshit about a country that just happens to have oil, by the way. Yeah, they were literally... A dude that I saw defending Trump and talking about drugs coming in, he was literally helping make meth in, like, the town right over. I literally knew the trailer that it was happening in. The cops here that literally sell fentanyl and meth, they got a lot to say about how we gotta blow up Venezuela to stop the drugs coming in. That's what normies are like. They do not give a shit. They only care about things if they have to. And they do not. They do not have to right now. I do wish I had a better computer. So the only real reason that I would want to have like a 32 gigabyte video memory computer would probably be for just chatbot generative AI bullshit, because obviously local models where you're not being monitored and scraped by some service, and then also you could easily make some money from fucking AI generated porn. This guy actually can generate long videos of women from Overwatch as Big Fudas all railing Link, and he makes decent money on that. Link from Zelda. And they just have some basic bitch takes about something irrelevant, spewing hate while they themselves are evil. That's literally like, that's how it works. They only give a shit about themselves. They only care about what helps themselves, and they will do, if they get more money, they will just keep doing that, and then configuring society to protect their money and give themselves more money. And then they'll complain about poor people and black people and Botswanians and Nigerians and Lithuanians or whatever. Like, look at what the Nazis did. They just made shit up on the fly. Like, oh, Polish, Slavs, Russians, French, British. Just make up random shit. Every other fucking week they were just saying, oh, these people are like the bane of existence. We got to invade them. Bit harder to do that in America when you're blatantly controlled by Israel, though. You're blatantly a bunch of rich fucking pedophiles. We're blatantly invading country. Like, we have a history of making up bullshit that everyone's familiar with, where we'll lie about WMDs or something and terrorism to justify invading a place to plunder it. To replace administrations with people like Javier Milei, who's a fucking Zionist Jew who talks about libertarianism, but he just sets up like a fascist shit government that plunders the people and sells the country out to foreigners. That's it. Yeah, it's okay to admit that the Nazis were retarded pieces of shit and not something we should emulate. Like, maybe visually, like, because normies are cattle. Normies need a master. They should not have power. And one of the ways you do that is you walk around in sharp suits and beat their asses. And be rich. But the Nazis are stupid. Trump classified Fent as a WMD, yeah. It's a joke. You would if this happened in a fictional setting, it would be so on the nose and so fucking pathetic and stupid. It'd be like, oh yeah, that's real clever. You're just straw-manning American society. And then that shit actually does happen. Also, generative AI, I mean, yeah, it has plateaued. Like, I was just reading something about these tech oligarchs will just keep talking about how, and investors, they'll just keep talking about how, oh, generative AI is even better. Like, I mean, it still hallucinates a little bit. It still has the exact same problems that make it fucking shit just like 3 years ago. Oh, it can still generate code. I mean, you still have to fix it. I mean, it still generates an entirely bugged, shitty fucking system that has to be fixed by a person. But I mean, you should still invest money in it. You should give us more money and let us build more data centers. But, I mean, chatbots are at least faster. They still suck. They're still pretty shit. I've been tweaking this character. I've got it down a bit. Like, it's a bit better because I programmed it to not just worship me. And now it behaves a little bit better. And, I mean, AI porn is improving. Like, it's not bad. Like, porn is basically soulless and monotonous. I wouldn't want to only jack off to it, but I mean, it's good sometimes. I was saying, this one guy, he's got like a local model that I said before. He's got a local model and he's using it to generate fairly high quality futon male porn. Where, I mean, I won't explain it beyond that, but yeah, it's very large women railing Link from Zelda. And it actually looks decent. Like, I wish I had a computer that could do that so I too could have morons giving me money on Patreon for something that I didn't really have to do anything with. The next step is locally hosted interactive generative AI. Well, I think the next step is, I mean, obviously, like, that's what you should strive for. You should have, like, a 32 gigabyte GPU and shit so that you can have a local model, and that'll be pretty good, but clearly they are pushing for everything to be centralized and hosted through subscription services. That will cost a fuckload of money, by the way. Even if it's cheap at first, it's going to cost a fuckload more money, because right now they have to make it cheaper artificially in order to lure people in, and then they're going to increase the cost, especially as investments are not being returned, and this AI garbage is not generating enough profit for the massively inflated investments going into it. So that will lead to sharp increases in the price, and then people will be paying like $1,000 a month for AI garbage. And also the hardware shortage, the disaster that it's having on the domestic hardware market. That also happens to, all align with making people dependent on centralized systems and consenting fully to being exploited for some shitty service, just to further increase the cost of living so that people work more and fight each other more for more hours, which brings down their wages and cuts their benefits even more, because their work is worth less, because people want to work more. People have to work more. Like, it's complete shit, and it's for fucking nothing. It's literally for a giant fucking investment scam. It's almost as if corporations are creating artificial scarcity by buying up all the hardware. Well, it's even worse than that because it's an amazing side effect. They're buying up all the hardware because they're making infinity money by lying about their infinite growth so that they can get more investments. And then the amazing side effect is that hardware becomes so expensive that people become even more dependent on their systems so that they can charge people more and force people to use their services. That is how evil and shit the real world is. Was the chip shortage a few years ago artificially created to raise the prices of everything like cars later on? I remember there being a chip shortage. I don't remember if it was before or after the LLM bullshit took off. But I mean, it's possible that they just... There's like a lot of things. There's also China can instantly make Trump and the entire tech industry their bitches because they control rare earth minerals and they can do tariffs. Like that has an impact on the supply of chips, and then I'm assuming this chip shortage they were probably buying them up too, or they just didn't produce them as much. LLM bullshit, I think, took off like 2023 or 22. So not exactly. Yeah, like, I guess roughly the same time. Like a year after. And Trump, when was Biden in office? 2020 was when COVID basically happened. And then like a year or 2 years later, that's when the LLM shit happened. PS5 prices were insane. It's also amazing how this is going to negatively impact the console market. Like, they likely delayed Half-Life 3 for this. The Steam box is getting delayed. Consoles to play Grand Theft Auto 6 with, it's gonna... I don't know how much is a console right now. Like, what the play... What's the... We're on PlayStation 5. What is that? So like fucking $800. So a PlayStation 6 is gonna cost like $2,000 if you're lucky. It's hilarious. And then a computer is going to cost $5,000. That would be amazing if Rockstar got fucked over because nobody can afford to play their stupid, unoptimized fucking shit game. Their fucking glorified walking simulator. Yeah, and then scalpers will drive up the console prices even more. Yeah, stocks go up, prices go up. Everything gets worse for most people, but everything gets better for capitalists. Funny how that works. It's a good thing Trump got elected so he could put it all on display unintentionally and show people that make everybody lose faith in society. Show us that we're just ruled by a giant revolving door of fucking thieves. That'll be better if Grand Theft Auto... Is Grand Theft Auto 6 gonna be a console exclusive? Because that'll be hilarious. If we'll have to buy a PlayStation 6 for $2,000. GTA 5 is still the most played game on PS and Xbox. Yeah, because it fills a niche that like nothing else really does. It's the only game where it's like, oh, I'm a fucking retarded wage cock. I just work 12 hours and I have 1 hour of free time. I just want to like walk around and drive around and like maybe shoot guns with like maybe other players, and the only thing that really fills that is Grand Theft Auto. And everyone basically owns Grand Theft Auto 5 at this point. It's always fucking sitting there. Who's gonna be president in 2030? There's some liberal Democrat piece of shit or fucking JD Vance. Palantir, tech plant, pro H1B, pro war, Zionist, basic shit, normal. Average bullshit. Vance has no chance of being elected. I mean, you say that, but you forget how retarded normies are. Like 30% of Americans are still fiercely loyal to Trump right now after he demonstrably failed all of his fucking promises. And he's bombing countries. Everything's costing more. They don't give a shit. He didn't release the Epstein files. Except as like almost a solid black piece of paper. All you have to do is tell the retarded normies to vote. They'll complete. Normies literally do not have the memory or attention span to remember things from 4 years ago. If they are told to do something, they will. The system will present two shit people, and then people will say, well, we gotta, like, at worst, even if people hate JD Vance, be like, well, we gotta vote for JD Vance, because if the Democrats win, then they're gonna let in 1 billion Mexicans. They're gonna bring in communism, and then people making $40,000 an hour, they're gonna get taxed to high hell. That's why we gotta vote for JD Vance. Like, you say that, but people are actually that stupid. Normies are stupid. They're very stupid. They're animals. They're livestock. And whoever the Democrats put forward, I mean, is probably gonna be shit too. If the Democrats ever put like a socialist that wants to cut off funding to Israel, I mean, that guy might actually win, and I would hope that he would win. That would be a step in the right direction. But we're talking about the Democrat Party that's still like 50% loyal to Israel. Yeah, you gotta vote for the Republicans or the Democrat doesn't win every fucking time. And like I said, normies are fucking retarded and don't remember anything, so they'll remember none of this. Trump literally had a term where he didn't do what he said he would do, and normies forgot about it. Like 4 years later, he just ran his propaganda, marketing, boom. They believed all of it again. That's how stupid they are. It's an illusion of choice, the two-party system that can't be overthrown because if you don't participate in it, then you won't win. All the infrastructure, everything revolves around it. There's no way to defy it. It's impossible. And then the Democrats, they'll never put like an actual socialist who hates Israel in charge because they're afraid of losing, well, billions of dollars in donations. And they're afraid of normies being retarded and being scared by a socialist. You're going to be hearing whining about Mamdani, the New York mayor, for the next couple of years. I was fucking driving my dad and his bitch and her mother around, and we were listening to Philadelphia conservative radio, and they were fucking babbling about, oh, free childcare. What if it's corrupt? What if it's corrupt? Yeah, what if anything good ends up being bad? Yeah, what if? So things should just be bad by default? Oh my god, free transportation. What if it just gets used by homeless people? Well, I mean, isn't that, who cares? I'll probably be a homeless person. So I'll be using that, yeah. What if trains turned into homeless shelters? Well, I mean, that's good, because I'll probably be homeless. A lot of people will be homeless. They're also really afraid of him because he's not a Zionist, and New York City has a fucking office in Israel for whatever reason. The NYPD has an office in Israel. They had the New York mayor kissing the fucking wall and begging Israel for forgiveness and saying, I did so much for you. Just know that we're always with you. I served you well, Israel, as he left. Like, pathetic. Just say socialist that's not a Zionist. I mean, that already blows everybody out of the fucking water. There's fucking nothing else. That's all you gotta tell me. At least until the Zionist grift gets finally overthrown, Israel finally loses power, and then the next grift will be, look at how much I hate Israel too, guys. And then that'll be another fucking grifter. But that's down the road. You shouldn't automatically trust people that hate Israel, that say they hate Israel. Because people will say anything. What? Oh my god, you want free childcare? What about free fighter jets for Israel? You're taking money away from free fighter jets for Israel to blow up children and bomb Iran. You're taking money away from the military-industrial complex, giving money for itself and making taxpayers pay for it. People think anything good is secretly bad. Well, they're right to think that because a lot of things are too good to be true. Normies are surrounded by normies, and they're all evil pieces of shit people that will corrupt anything good. So, I mean, that's a good. Yeah, but then they actually will destroy anything that's good. I don't know anything about this diet soda stuff. Got no input on on diet soda. The reason I bring it up is because people like refuse to comprehend that something can be good, in this case a tasty sweet drink, and have no downsides. I mean, soda is bad, like in general, not just diet soda. Like for one thing, it's empty calories, and it's like you should be like drinking water and then like maybe occasionally drink something else for flavor. Like drink some iced tea. Maybe occasionally drink a soda once in a while, but you're not supposed to drink soda as much as people do. Like originally, yeah, like not using sugar is good. Sugar is like a fucking is an addictive drug, and I honestly try to avoid touching it in general. I don't like the taste of diet soda. Really, I only drink Coke because my dad just buys it, and I'll just like take a can once in a while. I'm not saying water is. I'm saying soda has downsides. I drink water. You should drink water entirely. The other guy saying it. I didn't. Water had. Oh, I didn't see him. Yeah, I don't know what downsides water has. You should like only drink water. It's like the only thing about it is that water gets boring and bland, so you want to like drink something with flavor once in a while. If you drink too much water, you begin to piss away minerals and shit. What do you mean? What do you mean too much water? Like just staying hydrated so that your piss is clear and not yellow? Or are you talking about like drinking so much water, like an inhuman amount that's not normal? I just drink like 2 bottles of water a day, 2 or 3. Yeah, I mean, like too much of anything is bad, but you would have to be forcing yourself against your own will to drink that much water that it's bad. Like you should just be staying hydrated. Yeah, like yeah, so if you're drinking too much water, I mean, you'll know because you have to literally force it. Like you do not want to do it. You have no desire to drink more water than is good for you. Soda is also bad for teeth, yeah. Especially if you're like just sitting around like me and doing nothing, like I just sit in that chair and do absolutely nothing. And I will straight up try to cut down on calories and only drink water if I'm actually just doing nothing. I don't like the rush and the alteration of my brain chemistry from eating and drinking. So I just drink water. I don't like to sit and feel the sugar and calories gestating inside of me while I'm just sitting and rotting away. one of the reasons alcohol became so popular is because plain water was dangerous. Sure, like sailors drinking rum and having to carry. Well, they were also able to just bottle up fresh water. It's just good to be drunk when you're a fucking sailor stuck on a boat doing absolutely nothing. Have you tried fasting for a whole day and not eating or drinking anything? I mean, sometimes I try not to eat. I usually end up doing it kind of out of boredom. I just get bored and I'll eat noodle soup or something. But I'll try to go without food and not drink as much as possible. I mean, like, not drink stuff that isn't water. Yeah, because like I understand fasting. I don't like my brain chemistry being fucked up. I don't like the change in my blood pressure. Once you become aware of it, you kind of don't like it. If you prefer to just like sit somewhere and just have peace of mind and be stable, you don't want that like massive kick and energy from eating a fucking burrito or something. Like, and alcohol not having hydration properties. Like sometimes I wonder. Obviously, you're fucking dehydrated if you only drink water, but you can still survive on it. Like normies are really stupid. A lot of them don't drink water. They drink like chocolate milk and soda and yeah, alcohol and energy drinks, and they'll never drink water. And their piss will be like solid yellow. And apparently, yeah, you can live on that. You can live on just energy drinks and booze and shit. I mean, I know energy drinks probably have more. Wow. Well, that all. Yeah, you're talking about pure alcohol. Like, all that stuff does have water in it. It's just not. It's just not as much as water as you should be getting. In middle school, National Geographic published an article stating that soda counts as water in a diet. Around that time, actually, I think Coca-Cola tried to market Coke as a sports drink. Yeah, well, guess what? They probably fucking paid off National Geographic to say that. Because that's what capitalists do. They will lie and get you to replace water with poison. Like, I really wish I had some actual guidance through life, and somebody could have explained to me how the world is at war with you. You are at war with the human garbage of this world that want to corrupt you and pollute your body. They want to turn you into their slave. They'll take everything you have, even if they have to kill you for it. Kill you, corrupt your body, ruin your life. And then, for one thing, I guess I would have more teeth. Just like how the dairy farmers of of America paid daytime TV shows to say that milk was a super drink. Yeah, man, they'll always do it. If I'm a guy that sells eggs, guess what? I'm gonna start saying that eggs are the solution to all of your problems, and everybody thinks that that's normal. That under capitalism, therefore everybody should be a fucking malicious liar. People should be trying to fuck each other over as much as possible, and that should just be normal, right? Yes, we obviously evolved for milk, but there were repeated efforts by, yes, capitalists over the years to get you to consume more of a product than you would otherwise. Like, yes, we eat eggs, but guess what? Capitalists want you to eat more eggs. The ones that are involved with selling eggs. They want you to eat more eggs. I'm pretty sure that's why we consider eggs to be breakfast. It was to get us to eat more eggs. Not saying that eggs are bad. I like eggs. I love eating 2 fried eggs with 2 hash browns with 3 pancakes. But, that's reality. It's like we got manipulated into eating more eggs so that people making the eggs can sell more eggs. And it's not a big deal because they're fucking eggs. Like, eggs are cheap and they're good for you. So, whatever. But think about the things that are actually bad for you that they're just selling to you. They sold cigarettes to us. They sell soda to us. Soda was literally like a palate cleanser at bars. It was something for to chase alcoholic drinks with. It was an alternative for people to drink instead of alcohol. You're not supposed to drink it all the time. But they normalized it so that people think, oh, you just drink soda all the time. I'm just in my house and I just drink 4 cans of soda. That's normal. No, it's not normal. After having a YouTube channel that blew up, it's really easy to see all the tactics that people pull, even just down to getting you to watch a video. You have to insanely exaggerate and in your titles and thumbnails. Unless you actually do something wild or novel that you can land in, that can land you in trouble. Yeah, guess what fucking salesmen are doing? Guess what dudes who own a business are doing? They're just lying to people and manipulating people. That's literally like what normies do. They're just like, they insert themselves into situations where they can shill something they're selling, and it's fucking annoying. Yeah, like everybody is doing that. If anybody has bullshit to sell, they're selling it all the time and just manipulating you. And then, yeah, YouTube, you see how, like, all the marketing and shit works. How you get people to click. How you develop your brand. Japan does suck. Yeah. Who cares if the economy is good? The tech bubble literally is proving how, like, GDP is completely worthless. That if a bunch of fucking tech oligarchs are trading with each other, that doesn't mean we're doing good. It doesn't mean the average American's life is better. Seems like it's getting worse. Seems like everything's costing more. Seems like our benefits are getting cut. People avoid going to the doctor or the dentist because they can't afford it. Or they're afraid of not having anesthetic whenever they get their teeth drilled. Oh, tech oligarch buys other tech oligarch stock for $100 million. Everything's now better for everybody. Obviously, Japan does some things better than America, like, but there's still like a brutally capitalist elite worshipping society where you will want to kill yourself. They're trying to exploit you more. When I worked as an alarm technician, I thought it was bullshit when they introduced sales metrics, so I left that job. I didn't realize that the whole business world was built around marketing, aka lying. Yeah. And it's completely normalized. Like, you're supposed to just lie to everyone around you and try to trick them into giving you their money. It's just bullshit. And the worst part about it is all the salesmen in marketing, they're literally unnecessary middlemen for the most part that cut into that siphon money away from the process of giving the consumer a product so that the product costs more. Obviously, you need some marketing to let people know to buy your thing, but now it's like completely over bloated. And now it's just straight up malicious with the tech bubble. Straight up just lies and malicious. Meanwhile, Hollywood is quick to tell you that lay epic smart hacker man in the basement runs the world, but in reality, the world is run by the best talkers and the best social engineers. It's just run by people with money. When you have money, people want your money and do what you want, and you can just throw your money at making more money, and people will just accept it. If you have half a brain, you can turn money into more money. If you have half a brain, you can devise a fucking investment scam with other fellow tech oligarchs to pass expenses onto the idiot masses and make infinity money for each other. You can just keep lying about, oh, our generative hallucinating bullshit code AI still hallucinates, but trust us, it's getting better. Just give us more billions of dollars. The national debt has hit $40 trillion because Trump is a pedophile, liar. And it's a giant system of a bunch of liars and thieves robbing you, making themselves rich, and no accountability. The whole idea of criminals and the law are totally dependent on those who invoke it at the time. Are you a hot girl that shows your chest at a traffic stop? Probably gonna get off with a warning. Are you a poor dude who looks unkempt and poor? See you in court. Are you a cop that was selling fentanyl out of his car, but you know the judge, and you're a member of the local Freemason lodge? Oh, you're getting a slap on the wrist. Are you an Israeli that defrauded Americans of $2 billion? Trump will commute your sentence. At least it's clearly on display. Like, people need to lose faith in all this. This all just needs to devolve into fucking brutal cannibalism. Yes, Freemasons are fucking retarded. They're stupid. It's literally just a club. It's just a corrupt club for business connections and getting each other out of trouble. You own a construction company, and then another member is the mayor, and you just get like a quadruple marked up contract that gives you consistent money for easy work for the next 10 years. It's so nice. I've been sweating in this room. All the heat gets trapped, and then the boomer landlord fucking screams when I open my window or turn my AC on. But right now, it's like it's nighttime, and it's like 10 degrees, and there's a nice breeze. The winter air from an open window, keeping my room at a comfortable 60 degrees. Battling the heat that I can do nothing about. Yeah, anybody who's suddenly getting astroturfed has 1 million subscribers on YouTube while being political is a billionaire. They're probably blackmailed. And honestly, like, with Grok and the fucking Twitter AI generating child porn and billionaires raping kids on yachts and then like I looked up. I was telling somebody about how Pinochet, the fascist dictator that capitalists worship, he was a serial killing pedophile who had his own compound where they found that children were like raped and killed there. And I just wonder, like, why the fuck does all money? Why the fuck do capitalists just want to like rape kids? Why does it all just have to be about like raping kids? Because if I had $5 million, I would be done. I would just sit in a chair and do nothing. And I would just work on shit. I would just do art or something. But like, when normies get a lot of money, they're just like, like the ultimate prize for them is to just start like raping kids. They just want to fuck children. You get like these vast data centers to generate images, and they fucking use it to generate child porn. They use it to like generate videos of like pictures of people's children on Facebook, and like turn it into a video where the child like gets pulled out and like just gets raped. And it's like, why is this like? Because capitalism, it's just like this base animalistic depravity where there's like no ideals. It's just like cynicism and an urge to defile things, and like this base urge to feel powerful. So like it just devolves into like rich people just banging children and generating child porn. It's like it's so boring. Like billionaires, they'll cut your wages. They'll steal money through your taxes so they can buy another yacht so that they can just rape kids on it. It's like, why? And then like, if you want to be like a YouTuber, you want to be the next. If you want to be like this one Zionist kid that they're setting up to replace Nick Fuentes for a kosher America First figure. Like, they probably, when he was in Israel, they probably blackmailed him. They probably had him bang a kid or something in exchange for getting astroturfed. You can just expect this from people. Like, oh, this guy just became a billionaire. It's like, oh, well, did you bang a kid because you had to in exchange for power? Or did you, like, just do that recreationally? Do you just, like, do that? Do you just take the yacht out to Africa or Southeast Asia and just bang kids? And also, the fact that Grok was generating child porn and like there's no repercussions for that. Because, well, Trump's a pedophile and he put in a lot of deregulations and also protections for tech companies, so they're gonna get away with that. Like, you give capitalists what they want, they'll just start raping kids, apparently. Like, they just want to, like, rape and torture and impregnate kids. You give like 50% of normies $1 billion, guess what they're just gonna start doing? Guess what they're gonna start doing on their yacht with, like, third world kids that nobody will miss? Oh, we need to bring back Pinochet to take care of all these leftists, and also so he can have a compound where he rapes and kills children. Every time. What is wrong with capitalists? Every time. It's because they're animals. Animals plus power is bad. Because the animal brain, I guess they associate like children with being higher value or something. It's like a demonstration of their control over reality. It's like the most real thing that they can imagine is being able to bang kids, I guess, and impregnate them and kill them. Yeah, Elon Musk is it's animalistic. Like, Elon Musk is a fucking moron. He just has money and he can just move money around and you can get government protections and contracts and bullshit. Like, why did Palantir succeed? Because their fucking puppet got elected and gave them unlimited contracts to install their systems across the entire government. Like, yeah, no fucking wonder. And the Palantir fucking executives, they're fucking idiots. They're lunatics. They just had money to make more money. If you have half a brain, you can turn money into more money. Especially if you're a fucking billionaire already in a network being informed of like where the market's going. Especially when you're being told that the market's specifically going to go this way whenever your guy gets elected and you're going to get tons of money for it. Yeah, you only need half of a fucking brain. I've had to work for multiple suck-ups and ass-kissers when I didn't do for them that they do for their masters. I get ostracized, put on the worst jobs, forced to quit. Yeah, it's just slaves wanting to be the slave masters. Top to bottom. Did you guys see how those flock cameras are just insecure public-facing cameras? I don't know what you mean by a flocked camera. Palantir is just a deep state cutout. Palantir is just your typical state capitalist entity that makes infinity money from embedding itself in the government, and they'll undermine your society, steal your money, whether you work for them or not, whether you buy their product or not, because you don't have a choice in the matter. Welcome to capitalism. Late stage capitalism. Yeah, he's a sued. The ideologies they are a fan of, like Yarvin, is also sued. Yeah, I'm sick of hearing about like juvenile sci-fi fantasies that are obviously impossible, but they just keep pushing it so that they can get more investors. Elon Musk said we'd be on Mars in 10 years ago. The cameras have public IPs with no firewall, no admin credentials, and anyone can just log into one and delete data. Those new AI security cameras that police departments are buying en masse. Not surprising, it's just incompetence and corruption. People not caring, allowing the corruption to happen, and then inevitably it's all gonna blow up in the masses' face, and whoever is responsible will be rich, be a billionaire, rape children on a yacht, and get away with it, as usual. Other way around, it was embedded in the government and then spun out into a corporation. CIA surveillance as a service, kinda. Well, obviously, it's a circle jerk where, like, is it the chicken or the egg? Was it the government or was it a private thing first? Well, it's just like, it's always just a state capitalist fucking scam. It's just a money-making operation. Yeah, like shit happens. Like the government will either directly create these businesses, or they'll have like members of agencies go out and found private companies, and then that company will be propped up by the government, and then it'll make infinite money in the free market from being propped up by the government. Oh, you make a lot of money whenever the government installs your systems everywhere, and you have the president giving you protections and deregulations, and free money, and marked up contracts. He also said we'd have self-driving cars and automated taxis that you could own and have them go out and make money for you. Yep, never happened. Not a single taxi. At least you can tell immediately how retarded somebody is if they believe sci-fi bullshit. Literally salesman, yes, investor hype money. How can you not like Elon Musk? Like, he wants to colonize Mars, and he's got like cybernetics and stuff, and he's gonna make like robots that make him real. He's gonna colonize Mars. Why? How can you hate him? Because some of us are grown-ups and know that sci-fi is bullshit that has long been used by liars to scam people. For a long time, he followed SBF's playbook of looking autistic so that people think he's sincere. Yeah, he used to do that. I think he was doing that when liberals still liked him, and he was like getting jerked off on Rick and Morty and The Simpsons. In reality, he's just a retard that figured out how to project manage. Yeah. Pretty much. Mars is a fucking dead rock planet. Yep. He just drums up support like, oh, gonna colonize Mars. We're gonna live amongst the stars. Who the fuck wants to live in a cold, irradiated shithole in a bunker cramped with a bunch of fucking H-1B Indians? Even if it was true, which is not. 10 more years though, right? We'll see if we're on Mars in 10 years. Two more weeks, 10 more years. Oh, he's got one taxi driving around in Austin, Texas. Clearly, we're going to be living in Mars in 10 years. The weaker gravity of Mars would literally end up killing you. It would suck. It's an irradiated shithole. It literally doesn't even have a magnetic field to resist radiation. There's no way to build an atmosphere on it. Terraforming is bullshit. Terraforming is complete bullshit. Just fix the magnetic field of the planet, bro. Fucking hate sci-fi. That makes me hate writing sci-fi. I just like the aesthetic. I just think it's cool. And they put a disclaimer like, I don't believe that this shit is possible, by the way. I just like how it looks. Oh yeah, speaking of marketing shitheads, it seems like every YouTuber now, once they got monetized, immediately starts making videos about how to get rich on YouTube. Like clockwork. Well, I don't see any of that. It sounds like very boring content, but I'm not surprised. Because I only use YouTube to listen to music and watch tutorials and Family Guy clips, basically. They don't even make a lot of money. They might get $1 per 1,000 views. Yeah, that's for, like, subhumans who have no hobbies. They have no life, so they just work some shitty job, and then on their downtime, they do some shitty side hustle where they make pennies and convince themselves. It's like how people. A lot of people don't actually enjoy sports or games, so they enjoy the gambling, or they play RuneScape because they think that they're gonna... They tell everybody, oh, don't worry. Like, I'm not actually a loser playing games because I'm planning on selling my account for $1,000 in a year. Absolute cope. Pathetic cope. We shouldn't even be having... Nobody should have to be doing these side hustles, and we shouldn't glorify this pathetic garbage. Hey, I have no hobbies or joy in life. I just, like, hustle. I just predate on people and try to steal their money. This all started when NASA found some water underground on Mars, and these billionaires saw that as a huge opportunity to run with it and scam all the peasants. I'm sure they were doing that in, like, 1960, where a bunch of fucking defense contractors, a bunch of engineers realized that they can just keep tricking the retarded masses and the government into giving them, and investors into giving them infinite money because of sci-fi. And then Star Trek came out, and then that justified more money for nothing. Space is a scam. Yeah, NASA's a scam. No, who cares? SpaceX is a scam. NASA is a scam. Just shut it down. Stop giving money to it. It's a waste of time. Like, near-Earth satellites, I guess, have utility, but beyond that, all worthless. Impractical. Just a bunch of grifters babbling about sci-fi in order to get infinite money from the retarded masses. From investors, from the government. I used to tell myself that 10 years ago when I would play League of Legends for 18 hours a day nonstop. Yeah, like it's so shit. Like, it's so... I also see, like, the usual suspect, like the type of normie where they're deeply insecure. They're like an insecure bully, and they're afraid of people thinking that they're a loser, and they're probably a pedophile, or they have some gross, embarrassing fetish or thing that they do. And like they have to convince themselves as well as everyone around them, like, oh no, dude, I'm not just playing video games. Like, oh, you can make money doing this. Like, you can make money playing RuneScape. Yeah, well, I don't have to cope. I'm playing games because I enjoy it, and I don't give a shit what you think, you diaper wearing pedophile. NASA was just to save face during the Cold War. Yeah, the space race was great for fucking contractors. Just complete bullshit. And now we just have to rely on good old sci-fi bullshit to keep scamming investors and the government. That's how it works, man. That's how the world works. That's why I like painting this picture. I like spinning this wheel where I take you on this rotation, this ride through how the system's like a giant piece of shit of a bunch of corrupt animals. You can't just sum it up in a word. You gotta like go through. You gotta get walked through it and take a few cycles on the merry-go-round. Non-stop moon landings in the 60s, 70s, 2020s. Can't go to the moon because it's too expensive. If like the moon landing ended up being fake, I mean, that'd be a surprise. I don't care if it is or not. I could believe it's real. I could believe it's not real. It's possible, like, yeah, there's deadly radiation. Maybe there just like wasn't that much that day. Because it does fluctuate. There's like cosmic rays, and there's like a magnetic field around our entire solar system and each planet, which like makes the radiation behave in a certain weird way. It's like there's a lot of things in it. Like space is a scam. As I told Thomas White when we had this discussion twice, because he thinks space is entirely fake, and I told him, well, space is real. It's just impractical and a scam. And has no practical value. Yes, it's a scam. Space is a scam. Anyway, I went for an extra hour because I started 20 minutes late. Or 30 minutes, I don't care. Because that chair fucking sucks to sleep in. It's comfortable to sit in, which makes me fall asleep in it, and then I fucking regret it. And it makes me keep falling asleep. Yeah, whatever. I'm glad it was a stream where I talked about shit. Anyway. Anyway, yeah, space is a scam. Space sucks. Stop believing sci-fi con men lying to you, stealing your money, whatever.